Yeah! I don't really scream, but yeah!
It's gonna be an epic episode. Are you guys ready for an epic episode?
We need to do a flop.
Hey, there's an ending. Imagine that. We just made podcast history, folks. We actually ended something on purpose.
That was a concept.
Welcome to the new signal. This should be episode 12, if everything works out correctly. We got the boys back in the room. It's Gabe Palomo on drums.
CEO, Palomo
CEO
Industries.
Palomo Industries. Mr. Darren Sharp on bass.
D-Sharp.
Sharp. Mr. Mike Norse.
I'm here. I got something to
on
say
the
right
mic.
now.
Didn't we come up with like Captain something, like Captain Lego or Captain Egg? El Capitan. And then there's me, Nat Sodi.
Warp speed Sodi.
Engage. All right, you had something to
He
say?
engages. No guest tonight, is what I was going to say.
Oh, no guest. Guests are fun, though.
The
I
guests,
like guests.
are the audience, because we're thinking of them tonight. We're thinking of at least a couple people that we're thinking of and sending good vibrations to in a time when they might need it. And they know who they are. We know who they are, and that's all that matters.
We're getting into the holiday spirit. Holiday spirit is starting to ramp up. It always happens around this time of year.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is next week.
Looking forward to seeing family.
Yeah.
A rare and
This is my favorite time of year. I know it's
Yeah.
corny, but it's
got the fall sweaters out. A little much rain. A little too much
haven't
rain.
been able to get into the sweaters yet. That's still a transition I haven't made yet. The warm clothing.
Man, I had it going the day I could. I was like, let's crack the chest.
Like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. The sweaters are back.
You are a sweater kind of guy.
Yeah.
And the scarves are back too.
Scarves are back.
Mark.
Mark
Mike.
too, actually.
Mike is a scarf. Mike the Scarf. Ooh, maybe that should be your nickname. Mike the Scarf.
All right.
That's what you can.
I can own that one.
Okay.
I mean, 90% of the time I'm wearing one, so.
Simply waiting to be
sad ways. You are finally on your road while you're rolling on your highway. Alone, stopping on town.
Excuse me, would you happen to have change for a nickel?
Hello, Governor.
This is going to be a reoccurring theme on the podcast. I'm going to slowly work on my English accent over time. This is where I'm starting off right now. What do you think, Darren?
Listen to everything Dick Van Dyke's done, and you'll be fine.
Oh, the old Cockney accent. Hello. He's a classic. Isn't he the classic? Hello, Governor. Isn't that Dick Van Dyke?
Yeah, what's
Fancy a drink.
Mary Poppins, I
Mary
guess,
Poppins.
is the big
Hello,
one, right?
Governor.
All right, the chimney sweep, right?
Supercalifragilistic.
Chimney.
I know it does.
For me.
All right. We're going to take our first break. We'll be back in a second.
All right, here we go.
Welcome back.
Do I look fatter on the mic? Yeah, right.
Do I look fatter? The mic adds 10 pounds.
Oh, man.
The mic adds 10 pounds to my voice. Hello, baby.
Kill with that, yeah. That little spotlight.
So I do think like the idea of working on a specific thing could be kind of interesting, whether it's a song idea that we've already done before, or it's just like some type of skill or chop. Gabe had an interesting one, and when Gabe gets back to his mic, he can tell us all about it. In the meantime, I want to take this moment to wish a very special happy 50th birthday to Darren Sharp. He just had his 50th birthday this past Saturday.
Oh, cheers, man.
Hashtag DShop50.
Hashtag DShop50.
Oh, I do have one. That's cool. That's
Yeah, let's start that.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Darren. Happy birthday to you.
Freak me out. Like, what's going on? Who's there? Somebody else is in the room.
Hot take. That's Happy Birthday is kind of a tough song to sing. I never feel like I sing it in tune. When
I think you have to get the pitch pipe out and, all right, what key are we going to do today?
What are your thoughts on that, Mike?
I purposely sang that off key. I got to admit, for one line.
But like in general, do you find that an easy
which
song
I've never
to sing
done, which is
or
weird.
a hard song to sing?
Say it again. What?
The song Happy Birthday, is that do you find that to be an easy song to sing or a hard song?
It's easy if you're into it. If you're not into it, because recently I was in a situation where I was like, I either own this and let's do it, or it's awkward, and I'm like, happy birthday.
That's true.
So I was just like, fuck it, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Hey, check it out. Happy birthday. That was Darren's place, man. That was at your place.
Yeah.
When we were in your living room, and we all sang happy
That
birthday.
threw me off because I wasn't expecting it.
That was a good one.
This past Saturday?
Yeah.
I missed out on that.
It was a good one.
We already left.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You missed the cake. But yeah, cake is the thing to have. Yeah.
I'll be honest. My party endurance these days is pretty low.
Man, that's pretty
That's
sad.
why I was very
I know
grateful.
it is pretty sad.
So I was grateful. I'm
good for about 2 hours, I think.
You need extra work to stay around longer.
Yeah.
Like let's make
need
it
more
let's make it
entertainment.
more than just that.
We didn't get a clown or a magician.
Or be the clown or be the magician.
Possibility? Did you know a clown?
I don't know where.
musician?
No,
Or
but
you-
I could.
That wouldn't surprise me if you knew a clown
Yeah.
or a musician.
Well,
Or a magician.
there's only so much room. That's the thing.
They're crazy people, and they should be made fun of with pink markers.
Oh, magicians or clowns?
Both.
Not a big fan of the clown
He's
or
scared.
magician.
I'm just trying to add controversy to our conversation. We don't have enough
Coming in with a
controversy.
hot take.
Our conversation is very safe.
Send
It
your
needs to mix
comments
up
to-
a little
Someone
bit.
needs to throw some bombs out there.
Clowns.
Fuck clowns.
That's what I
We just alienated our clown audience. Ah, man.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
Later.
Sorry.
Watch out, they just did a remake of it.
Sorry, clowns. So, yeah, Gabe, tell us about the musical idea that you had.
So yeah, I was listening to my my son play classical guitar, and they were working on some.
And by the way, I did say earlier when we had this conversation, he is technically a better guitarist than I am right now. He's
come on. Maybe
No,
we'll,
man,
maybe
he knows
we'll,
how to play he knows how to play
maybe we'll,
classical music, and he knows how to read music with guitar. I can't read, like, I can read music and play piano, but I can't read music and play guitar. I didn't learn how to play that way.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of illiterate on the guitar to a certain
No,
degree.
I mean, that's dude. I mean,
Definitely better.
Anyway,
he's definitely better than me.
He's been taking lessons.
So anyway,
for,
yeah, he's definitely
I
a
think
better
4 years
guitarist
now,
already.
4 and a
than I
half,
am.
5 years. now he's been-
But anyway, I interrupted your.
Can we
story.
just
Sorry.
stay? But Nico can't be a guest though, because he's clearly too good.
It's going to show us all up.
So anyways, I was listening to him, and he was doing this. It was all 4/4. It was like this Bach, like duet with his instructor. But in that duet, they did some triplets, and I really enjoyed the way the guitars like counteracted each other. Like, you know, just for example, they're like, you know, but
the drums didn't switch.
There
to
was no drums. It's all them.
the rhythm-
two guitars.
But in terms of
Two
if you were
guitars.
drumming with it, would you switch to the triplet feel? Like,
Yeah.
it's
So-
like a 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2
Yeah,
3 1 2 3
but
1
stay in
2
the
3.
stay in the
Or do
1,
you try to
2,
keep the
3,
4/4
4.
beat?
Still keep the 4/4. 1 2 3 4.
And
Three,
but
four.
you'd have to keep counting 1 2 3 4.
3 4.
1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. That's awesome. So, yeah, I like that. I like what you were doing there. So one change, get try during the 4/4 part, like dum pa boom pa.
What part?
That's the idea. The switching back and forth between, but I like it. All right, good idea, Gabe. I like that. That will be incorporated into a future 55 song. What anyone else have sort of musical thoughts or ideas that they've been mulling around in their heads recently?
Like, add to that. Oh, another.
I wrote some new
note.
lyrics and I
Very nice.
Okay,
sang them earlier. I don't need to read them.
Yeah, read them.
No.
No, I think we need to hear the words sometimes.
No, not.
Come on, Mike.
Because this is the first.
Be a poet.
All right, hold on.
Own that shit.
Be a poet.
Well, I just sang.
Be
it,
William Burroughs.
You know,
Well, think of this as like you know how like they talk about how like Dave Chappelle will like go on stage and work out some new material, you know, for like
Yeah.
4 hours. This is you're just working out some new material.
Well, you have to get there in that spot.
man, I want to hear it.
yeah, I want.
We might walk away.
We don't get to hear your words.
You don't have to
All right.
sing it.
We might walk away and go have a
Okay,
cigarette.
hold on, everybody. Mike's gonna share his new words. With
No,
us.
but I just need a little, some sort of a,
Like fanfare?
some sort of accompaniment of some kind.
Okay.
And it could be anything, really.
All right.
In fact, you know what? Do something you don't normally do. How's that?
if you had to tell so what would that be for me? If you could tell me what something I don't usually do.
Well, I know you usually put a cable in a guitar and put the guitar in.
Yeah. Is there anything that I do that's like, fucking Nat's doing that shit again?
No. But that's not about this.
No. But I'm curious. So
Not really.
if there is, then I'll just do something different. So it's like, Nat's always doing. Okay, if I had to say one thing about my own playing that I hear often, it's like I do a lot of sort of the one note riff, like the single note riffs.
I'll say. How's this? Nat always. No, this isn't a taste thing. Nat always.
all, man.
Nat often plays with a pick. So I'd say
try not.
try and blunt no pick for this one.
Okay, that could be cool. All right, I'd like that.
Around us, we might as well be there. Times the size 300 large is what you owe. 300 large is what you owe. 300 large is what you owe. 100 large is what you owe.
Stand up instead of.
You know, Mike, you never you kind of flaked out on reading your lyrics. When we started playing, I couldn't hear your lyrics first. I think.
Oh yeah, man. You go back. You'll hear it all.
No. I think you need.
You'll
to
hear it all.
I think you need to do a reading first.
It's all
No.
there, man.
Come on, am I right? Am I right, guys? Darren, you back me up on
Yeah,
this?
yes.
I want to just hear like a poetry style reading of.
It's
of
not
your
a
new-
what a
Whatever.
poetry style. Okay, the words are
Okay,
stand up.
Hold on, everybody.
Stand up instead of sleeping sideways. You are finally on your own.
Hey, hold on.
When rolling on your highway, along we stop and atone.
Listen to it.
If I assimilate, I emulate, I assume I'm late. I'm sending belated wishes to you. I'm wishing it's true, seeing it's new. Imitated, then mutated, most of all elated. What could you give me? And what could you see to give me that I don't already own? What could I give you to you and alone? Traveling uptown, I don't normally do that, but I'm making the time. I'm saving the time, the seconds for you. Forget me, I'm a fool. Wait around to be a tool. The less I know, the more I see, and that is why I tend to believe. Rolling on your highway, along we stop and atone. Simulate, imitate, assume I'm late, sending belated wishes for you, wishing it's true. I'm seeing it's new. Ask me, so I'm assimilating, I'm emulating, I just assume I'm late. I'm sending belated wishes for you. I'm wishing it's true. I'm seeing it's new. Imitating you. Are you talking to me, y'all? Waiting to see so much around us. B3 down to the side.
Sometimes we remind each other.
Darren speaking into like a Star Trek wrist applicator. Nice. Is that you, Darren? Darren? Is that you? Where are you? Where are you? What? Are you in trouble? What? And the mission was on to find D Sharp. He found himself underground, buried by 10 feet of dirt and solid earth. He was calling out to me below. Darren? Darren? Darren, have you found your way back yet?
Almost there.
Oh, Hey.
What's it doing?
Welcome back. Darren, where were you, man?
It's still some.
Yeah. Wow, where did that come from? So that reminded me of the thing. That was my musical theme for the week. Was after seeing that LCD sound system show.
Yeah, shit was dope, dude.
Being able just to ride on a single groove for just
Actually, I wanted.
That's what I want. I want to work on that
I wanted
style.
to mention one of the episodes that I was listening to was just used to.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of like analog.
We were talking about that.
I was listening to that. I was like, holy, there's at least three, one of my favorites is in there. I'll pick it out, man. I was like, we got to do that one. Like,
I'd be curious.
there was
to know
some
which
really
one
good
that
shit.
is.
Say it right before you walked in.
Cool. Because I was like, dude, let's take the ones we like and then kind of mix them together the way we did the podcast. In other words, instead of writing instead of taking an idea and making it a song with the beginning and the end and all that bullshit, let's just play it the way we played it in the podcast and mix into the next idea.
Yeah,
in other words, we're going to do the podcast idea where we just
You basically take your favorite moments from the podcast and we string them into a cool playlist.
Yeah, we make it into
that becomes its own set. You know, if you go to the descriptions of the podcast, there are time coded out, so you could just be like, and there are titles to them. You know, so you'd be like, I like In My House from episode 2. You know, so come up with your top 10 list. All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back in just a second. Something I've noticed about you, D Sharp, when you sing, you retain your British accent when you sing. So I was listening to some podcast or something earlier today where they were talking about how, at least from the '60s, British singers like sang without an accent.
Well, because they wanted to sound
They
like
wanted to
all
sound
the great
like Americans,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Even
So for you, what was your decision? Like why? Like
I
so
think
you didn't care about that.
I came up in the punk rock scene, which was very kind of yobbish and like sing with your voice, and just get
So
it
you
out.
had-
So you didn't necessarily have to think about what you sounded like as much as it was attitude.
So you had no interest in sounding like American.
I didn't hear traditional music like rock and roll until I was a little bit older. I heard what was going on in the moment. Like Radio 1 always played the moment. They didn't ever play nostalgic.
Is Radio 1 kind of like BBC?
Yeah, but they were the monopoly. There was no other way to listen to music when you were a kid in the 80s.
How many radio stations
Well,
did you have in that?
We had Radio 1, 2, maybe 3 and 4, but
And they were all
like they got old. It was like Farm Report and
Okay.
things like. And then the plays on the radio were like Radio 4.
I mean, I know
maybe had-
Radio 1 from like, Jimi Hendrix, the Radio 1.
That was amazing. They had the best gear. So anything that like Led Zeppelin's BBC recordings.
So if you were growing
done
up,
amazing.
Did you
to that song.
did you get American music on Radio 1?
No, not really. Depending on the time of the day, you see. So for me, I would only listen to the radio properly later with my friends after coming home from the pub. And Nightingale and John Peel would just... You couldn't help but like it because you never knew what you were going to hear.
What would Anne Nightingale play a lot of?
She would definitely promote female bands.
Like what? Like who?
Like the Slits were a big one.
Oh.
Susie and the Banshees. What else? Oh, all the like
Susie-
Selector was a big one.
Susie and the Banshees, were they an American or
No,
European?
very British.
They're British.
They were
okay.
connected with the whole English like punk rock scene. But we had stuff like, obviously all the big ones. Human League when they got
Yeah,
big.
Human
with
League.
Don't You Want Me, Baby?
Don't you want
but
me, baby?
a couple of years before that, they were doing really weird, subversive, like German
What's
influenced
Soft
music.
Cell?
Soft Cell too. They were like
Were
this
they-
weird
they're
subversive.
British, right?
Yeah. Well, Duran Duran
Yeah.
were like a huge influence on everyone in the sense that hey, this works. People
Yeah.
love us, and we can be a little dandy.
Save
till the morning after.
No, save
I
a
know.
breath for me now. Save it till the morning after. Doo-doo.
It was I think I had that on a single.
Oh
even
man,
as a kid.
that's a great song. Sorry.
We've talked about them before because I got into Japan about
yes.
we were like hey
So, being a big fan of Duran Duran here in the States,
yeah
and then when I told you about that, oh yeah, we saw Duran Duran at the gym, they're really great, and you were like, no, you got to listen to this other band. Well, it was Japan.
it was
right?
Japan with David Sylvian.
And if you want to hear where Duran Duran came from, listen to this band. And
Why
I
don't
heard
they-
it, and I was like, whoa, that's like the underground version. And it was a really interesting sound. When I heard Japan, I was like, oh.
I don't know if they even went to these countries to learn it, but they really brought this kind of microtonal notes into music. Like the keyboardist was so
Who?
like what
For Japan or for Duran?
for Japan, that was what made them different. They had weird dissonant notes within the song structures.
Yeah.
And that's what made them stand out in all the bands, really, because they had this kind of weirdness about their music, like a life.
So
career,
when did you leave England? What age? How old were you?
88, pretty much Christmas of 88. I came over.
So you were in high school?
no, I'd already.
Oh
had-
yeah, you're like 10
I
years
came out
older
of-
than me. So you're.
I came out of the Navy at 18,
You were in the
19.
Navy?
I was in the Navy from 18,
voluntarily, or you had to go?
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. What the hell? Yeah, they dragged me screaming.
You were part of Her Royal Majesty.
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
the name? How do they refer to the Navy? in England?
Yeah, the HMS, I guess. Her Royal Majesty's Navy, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, you're getting me on the spot here. So I went as
How
a
how long were you in the Navy?
like a year or so. I was training, and I
Did you have to
realized.
go through all the like basic?
Oh
like,
yeah, it was hilarious.
Did you have to shave your head?
Yeah, they cut your hair off immediately, and I came in with a pink mohawk.
Oh man.
Yeah, I deliberately went in with what I had. A good friend of mine who was like a Iron Maiden fan of all things
Yeah.
decided I'm gonna do it, and he cut his hair. He had the biggest mullet, like fucking the white sneakers. He lived it, man. He was the one that got me into American music.
Okay.
Like Iron Maiden, but I think Iron Maiden's a gateway to all the great American, metal. Like,
What would be American metal though? I
Well,
think
you
the
can
English
imagine-
really started the metal thing.
yeah, it was Saxon and all that. Yeah,
Deep,
and they were so good.
Black,
and
Black Sabbath
Rainbow.
and Zeppelin even. As
Of
far as
course,
starting
yeah,
metal.
yeah, we're happy about because it fit.
That's what's really interesting about
It's
they
the
took blues, and then you're just like, let's just make this hard.
Let's make it
like,
Celtic, like it's droney. Yeah, like we don't change the chords as much.
And so, what the English add to the blues, in your opinion? in that
It could
song?
have been very much like I think Celtic music very influenced people because it was the drinking songs. People probably learned like Fairport Convention's a big influence on me because they did that traditional thing and then made it loud and rocking.
Yeah.
And that's an interest, but I think that's where it starts. Like Jethro Tull, yeah, people make fun of him, but they had tapped into that too. But they made it loud. Let's play through Marshalls.
All right, fuck this shit.
All right, we're done.
Enough talk. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for chatting though.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good chat. Chit chat with Darren Shepherd.
All right, get a
Nat Sodi.
almost got a heart attack in the middle of that one. I seriously almost had like a chest cramp.
Another thing that's interesting, today in my drive on the way to Champaign and on the way back, my thing was to, you're in the middle of the cornfields. You're kind of like, all right, I don't have my regular stations from Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to
what people
dude.
are there
I've listened to preachers.
Yep.
I listen to country. I listen to jazz. I listen to all kinds of stuff. And I was
cool is like you kind of like you get the place a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like when you're down there and you're listening to country music.
I get it.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
like country music fits this lifestyle that's happening.
But it was interesting because listening to country music on the radio, I was like, all right, so what's the uniqueness about that song to that song?
Right.
There is a lot of like little cool.
Something about country music that I learned from Nathan actually is like it's all in the lyrics. You got to be listening to what they're saying.
I was.
It's not really about the music per se. It's
I was.
like what they're talking about.
I was listening,
and the emotions. Like I left my lady.
Yeah, I was listening, and it made sense.
Yeah.
And then I was just flipping through channels, like, what are these guys out here? This is what they have.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. And I'm like, I'll listen to it and I'll give it a chance. And what I was doing, I was pretty much studying all the sounds and how they like mix things. And I was like, all right, I get it.
Hey, Mike. Sorry, don't want to interrupt you.
But
what are you guys talking about?
Just like my trip to Champaign today, I was listening to all kinds of music.
Listening to music that
in the car that I would never listen to.
Yeah, where
like
you're kind of like in that
country,
part of the state, and that's kind of all the radio they have.
Yeah, that's all they have. So, anyways, it was interesting. I was like, okay, I get it.
Anything else?
Nah. I did listen to a good preacher.
Throwing in the curveball.
I listened to a good preacher from. I was like, all right. There was like 4 stations that were all about God, and one of them caught my. It was a guy from South Holland, a black preacher, and he just had me laughing. Like he said shit. I was like, yeah, dude. He goes, when I go shopping, he goes, don't be looking in my cart. Don't worry about what I got in my cart. Like he was. The whole point was like, dude.
Was that part of his sermon?
Oh yeah, it was about don't worry about what that person wears. So like, and instead of worrying about and judging, like go through and like, and I got it, and I was like, cool. I'm not into religion and all that, but I was listening to it, I was like, I get what he's saying, I get it.
But the funny thing is, like, that's not all, religion, I think, in some ways gets a bad rap in the sense of...
Oh, yeah, of course it does.
It's really just talking, like, religion is just talking about, like, what's right and wrong, like...
Yeah, no, that's what he was doing.
That's an important conversation.
That's what he was doing.
That's an important conversation to have, and that's a conversation we don't have enough of.
His whole point, like...
what's right and wrong
his joking was, like, if I'm at a grocery store, I'm pushing my cart. Don't worry about what I got in my cart.
Yeah.
It's like just talk to me and, hey, and, don't worry about that person that comes into the church wearing that tight dress. No. Like, maybe that's all she has to wear.
It's like
teaching
you
don't
not
worry.
To, like, care.
Judge, not to judge.
Care about, like, material things.
Not to judge.
Not to judge.
Do you remember Yellow Pages? Those things?
Yeah, that used to be how you had to, like, find... someone's phone number.
Jesus Christ. And you never find the right thing.
So,
You'd be
if you were like looking for a place to order out, you'd have to like flip through the yellow pizza. Yeah, go to the P section. And then you just see like all the different ads.
And you call them and they don't care. There's no ratings. They're just like, what do you want? What do you want? I'd like a pizza. Really? You want a fucking pizza?
This is officially called...
Man, where'd you live?
This is called...
I lived...
Old Guy Corner. Back in our day... We used to have to look at the yellow pages to find out information about businesses.
I had a beeper.
Yeah, and actually, they were very nice.
So you got the like
little black thing,
and like the phone number would pop up, and be like, "Oh, I gotta
find a phone.
I gotta find a. Unfortunately, I associate pagers with drug dealers.
Of course. And horribly, I never knew a drug dealer who had a pager, but I don't know. That's the only association.
I don't know why. That must be
a stereotype. It was in fucking too many movies.
That must be TV or something.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's a big deal. You got to you had a fucking answering machine at home.
Yeah, I never.
You had an answering machine or voicemail, and when you got home, you you checked it, and you were just like, and that would be like, "Hey, Mike, hey." call me, and then he call you back and be like, hey, what's up?
Do you ever call anyone just to shoot the shit?
No.
Isn't that strange?
No, actually, I'll take that back.
We
I'll
used to
take
do
that
that
back
with the phone.
I'll take that back. There's only one person I did that with.
Yeah.
And that was Chadwick.
Yeah.
Because
see that.
when Streets on Fire, we were breaking up,
Yeah.
and we were just always on the phone, like, what happened? Like girls.
Yeah. And you just want to be like, oh, hey, Chadwick, what's up?
No, it was like,
Like,
how's it going?
What
Hey, man,
happened to her?
cheesecake.
Yeah.
Like, we live like 2 blocks from each other, and I've never called you up on the phone like, hey, Mike, how's it going? What's up?
Yeah.
How
I
you
think
doing?
I've called you a couple times, and you'd be
Just
like,
to be like, what's up? It's always like, oh, hey, can I come over?
No.
Or like,
Then I hear Nat in the back. No.
no. I haven't watched Sports Center in years. I am fake news. Fake news. No more. That means the last time you called me was like 5 years ago.
Wow, that's great.
around us now. Tell us the size. 300 lives is what you owe me. Times the size. The 300 lives is what you what that means. Two voices within a machine. A message to myself, I think I know what it means.
Have you ever
he's
heard like
good.
a really good singer but like sing in front of you like live? So I had this experience where we're filming for Orbert was doing his stuff with the Cuban orchestra, and he brought this jazz singer Teresa Griffin in to just like kind of teach them about gospel music. And then so she starts singing like Amazing Grace like a cappella in the room. And oh my God, like I started crying, cause like, you're used to hearing them up on a stage with like when you hear someone with that awesome a voice right in front of you singing naked, and it's that powerful and good.
They're channeling that energy.
It's really powerful. It's really powerful, man. It's and you don't get that very often. When I go see live shows, you don't get that feeling of like, where it just like makes you cry or like or.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Everything's so produced, so that there's a layer of perfection to everything that
Well,
I don't know. I'm rambling right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude. Yeah, you're rambling, dude. Because like I'm gonna tell you
There's
right
a
now,
level of
there's a lot of
perfection.
shows out there that are really, really good, and I get what you're saying.
No, I know that.
Yeah. You just, I think you're what you're saying is you haven't been impressed by shit that you've. Like LCD was a good concert.
It's not about
but,
being impressed.
But
It's
you
more
haven't
about
you haven't been like you out and like, oh my god, like
going to see like LCDs, like going to see like a Marvel. It's not a Marvel movie. That's stupid. That's not the right. But it's like going to see like a movie. Like you go and you're seeing the finished product. It's all nice and packaged and perfect
Right.
for you. And when you go and so when you see it live, they're that good. I mean, they're like that's because they're that good. So I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying.
I think
like I said, like if there was someone in
I
this
would-
room right now and they just started belting out a song in Or like even if James Murphy were here right now and he just started singing some LCD song and just like right here, just naked right in front of us. Not naked like physically.
No, I know what you mean. Like just
Keep
play.
saying naked.
Yeah. yeah. This is getting to that time of the night.
Naked.
Naked.
Feel
What about
that.
D Shop?
Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Hey, D Sharp.
D Shop, you must chime in.
D Sharp is sitting Indian style on the floor right now.
He's like looking into a corner. Like
I'm
there's.
listening to you.
All right.
I don't have a microphone.
Why not?
Here, there's
Here
a
you go.
microphone right there.
Right there. Sit right there.
There's two of them.
Man.
You get the nice condenser microphone.
Oh,
there you go. See?
Holy
There's a-
shit,
Oh,
dude!
man, now we
I can
hear
hear
the whole
everything.
world.
There's an on button
That's like
there.
huge.
You want to have it like Barry White style?
Ooh. Wow.
Hey, I didn't know you. I didn't know you could go that low, dude.
Well, if you get that close.
Well, welcome to the show, Darren.
Do I use that voice forever?
We're wrapping up right now, but thanks for joining us.
Yo,
Better late than never.
I'm just
That's
a
what
bass
I
player,
say.
man.
Any closing thoughts? D Shop.
So, Darren, what are your reflections on the big 5-0?
I feel like it's. I guess I'm excused, so I can keep going. I could join AARP.
Can you really?
Yeah, I can.
Seriously?
No.
50 and up, yeah.
Really?
Really?
There's a couple of those things that
Yeah.
happen now, yeah.
What?
You can I get special benefits if I want.
What?
How old do you feel?
I don't know. It depends what time of day it is.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Right now, it's good.
Yeah, not right now you feel like you're 20, 25.
Well, yeah. I'm still living the dream, man.
Living the dream. We're all living the
Yeah.
dream.
That's it. This is what we all did when we
Dude.
first started, right? You just get in a room and you make music and it feels good.
So when I was young, I don't know about you guys, but when I was young,
Are we back on
stores-
Old Man's Corner?
Old Man's Thing. Old Man's Thing, brought to you by
Menon.
Old Man's Thing.
By Menon.
By the little blue pill.
Stores
That's
and
good. That's awesome.
basically
Menon.
everything was closed on Sundays. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Everything.
Just go to Indiana. That's what it is.
No. Back in the day, though.
But Indiana,
No.
everything closes on Sunday.
Well, yeah, that was before I moved here. But when I grew up, I remember
Yeah.
the first stores opening on Sunday. That was a big deal.
24-hour shit was like was rare.
So check this out. It's interesting you say that because when I moved to Berlin and I lived there in 2005,
Oh, yeah.
and I was tripping because they shut everything down. Like when 5 o'clock, 6
Yeah.
o'clock, the whole city shut down.
Yeah.
Only a couple stores stayed open. I was like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Oh man, that's the law here, man. You can only work
Gotta
8
rest.
hours, and that's it. You're
Gotta
done."
rest.
The weekends came, and all like people even the promoters and like people I was like in the
Yeah.
industry, they were like, "Shut the
Nope.
computer down. Shut everything
I don't work
down.
on Sundays.
It's-
Wow.
They don't work Saturday and Sunday. Done.
I
Yeah.
believe
Go out,
in
have
that
a good time.
wholeheartedly.
And,
Yeah,
like,
statistically,
they're,
Americans
like-
have the least like
They're always on vacation.
Americans
Well,
have the
everyone
least
works
amount
here,
of
yeah.
holiday days
Oh,
compared
yeah.
to other nations
Yeah.
in the world. Like America only has like 10 days of
It's a
holidays.
it's a working
Where
country.
other countries are like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
or-
tripped out, dude.
I work 3 jobs and 60 hours a week.
Epic
Being out
thing.
there,
Starting to sound like
being
Bernie
out there,
Sanders.
being out there, it took me a while to like get used to it. You know, to like, oh yeah, oh shit, I got to get my food, I got to get my shit together before they close.
That's the downside of like sort of the free market, right? It's like, so if anyone can do whatever, so it's like one asshole decides like, you know what, I'm gonna work on Sundays, and then everyone else is like, fuck, that means we gotta like, otherwise we can't compete with that guy because that guy, as an ass, decided he's like, fuck you guys, I'm gonna work on Sundays,
Right.
and then everyone else has to be like, fuck, now we gotta work on Sundays too,
Right.
and then now that's why you have like everyone has to be 24/7, you know. Or they're just trying to make more money. It's like, ooh, I can make. If I
course.
work another day, I can make more money.
Then you'll burn out.
And then you end up just working all the
And
time.
then you'll be a beach bunny
Sleep.
by the time you're 30.
Dude, the minute you're fucking born, they give you a fucking number, bro.
Eat this.
Conspiracy Corner.
It's the
Conspiracy
SS.
Corner with Gabe Palomo.
You want apples or bananas?
Don't even get
today?
me started, dude. I'll go in deep.
Oh, Conspiracy Corner.
Wow.
I like that.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Getting deep.
Do we have anything to plug?
We got an underground party going on with the Advent,
When's the date?
December 15th.
Oh, okay. This will be out before that.
Advent is he's a guy. His name is Cisco Fiera. He's from New York. He lives in
It's
Portugal.
a techno event.
He's a straight up old school techno.
So would you say technically it's a techno?
He's a techno dude.
Okay, so perhaps there are some Advent fans listening to this right now. Check
Just
them out.
just check out the Advent.
The Advent. Gabe, are you going to be spending that night?
No, I won't.
Oh, you won't be
But I
spending-
am
okay.
hosting the party.
Okay. If someone came up to you at that party and was like, "Hey, man, I heard about this party on the new Signal,"
Free
what
drink.
would you give them?
Free entry.
Free entry. Darren, anything to plug?
My name is Mike. This group Spar I've been working with is basically we finished the album. And
Oh, cool.
It's getting mastered and then it's going to come out soon. And I heard it earlier and I'm happy.
It sounded good.
And it was definitely nurtured a little bit in this room. So
Nice.
I'm
Okay.
very proud of being allowed
So
to
check
be part of
out
that.
Spar, coming soon to a streaming service near you, or digital download, or
Yeah.
however you listen to music these days. All right, there we go. Keep that going. All right, thanks for coming out tonight, guys. This has been an episode of The New Signal, episode 12. We got Gabe Palomo on the drums. We got Darren Shepard on bass. We got Mike Norse on guitars and vocals. And we got Nat Sodi on guitars and vocals as well. Sign up, like, review, do all that stuff. Share this podcast with friends. Reach out to us at The New Signal Pod. Or reach out to me at Nat Sodi on Twitter and Instagram. Or Nat at The New Signal Podcast. Until next time, good night.